Okay, so the first word that we went over last week was public service announcement or PSA. This is kind of similar to a commercial, except they are taking a problem and they are giving you some information and encouraging you to do something. That's what a public service announcement does. The thing that they're trying to get you to do is what we term the call to action. So if we are trying to get you to buy our tennis shoes, then that's the call to action. If we are trying to get you to wash your hands, then that would be our call to action. So you'll be using this term again this week. The sponsor is the organization that is promoting the call to action. So we talked last week about the Leukemia Lymphoma Society held the Pennies for Patients, and they were the sponsor of that activity that they earn money for research. Your audience, and here again, we had a little trouble with that last week, but hopefully I'll run through a few examples and hopefully that will be a little bit better this week. Then you also have the term image. You've had this term before. Most of you know what it means, but an image is what do your eyes see when you look at the PSA, when you look at the poster, what do you see, and what is that image? What is it communicating? Okay, and we'll go over a few things here in a little bit. You're going to also be asked, what's the purpose of the PSA? What's the purpose of the poster? Usually it would be to inform or it would be to persuade you to do something. All right. And then you have slogans. I think you guys all can think of slogans like just do it, the swish that is in that just do it with a Nike swish would be its logo, but the just do it is the slogan. And you can probably think of many, many slogans that companies use. When you hear the slogan, you immediately think of the company or the product or the purpose of the company. And then the other part we want to talk about a little bit is the text. What is the text saying? And how is it, what does it look like? Who is it attracting? So a couple things that I wanted to throw up here. You have, these are commercials. These are not PSAs. These are commercials, but they use good examples. The big S on the shoe stands for, most of you know, Skechers. And so when you see the S on that shoe, that's like a logo, and you immediately know, hey, these are Skechers. All right. I wanted to show you the Snickers commercial or the poster or ad just by looking at the colors and the letters. You know that it's referring to Snickers. And Snickers is the sponsor for this marathon and half marathon. So they probably donate their product or they donate money to support this marathon. Also, sometimes you'll see an ad like this and you think, oh, that's Snickers. But when you look closely, it might actually say something else. And I think sometimes Snickers changes the wording that's there. But you still know that it comes from Snickers. All right, here's another. This is an advertisement, of course, and just by looking at the images, you can tell very well that it comes from Disney, right? And so Disney actually has, I think it's a half marathon, and this is an old magazine, but 2016. And you also look in the lower left-hand corner and you see the word Disney, and it is very distinct. The text is very distinct. By looking at it, you wouldn't even have to necessarily read it to know that it stands for Disney because we've seen it so many times in our lifetime. Okay? And then when you look at who does this appeal to, probably adults, people who are athletic, people who are runners. And so it kind of appeals to adults. This is an ad for a resort. It's a Westin resort. And when you look at this, you see a happy, smiling family, and you know that this is geared towards families. So the audience would be families. Not everyone, it would be families. And let's go back and check at these again. So the audience of this would be runners. They look like young runners. So you've got that. And this one down here, this maybe it is veterans or military people. That's going to attract their attention. This is in a city, so maybe this is a marathon in Los Angeles. Okay, so this would be, something that runners again would want to do and, well, possibly want to do. So there you have it.